Let's do it. Oh, yes, we are live. Oh my gosh, I'm singing. What is going on?
Oh shit.
Oh
Oh
shit.
shit.
Oh shit. What's going on, everybody? It's me and Urinating Tree. Look, I could be a radio DJ. I could be the overnight DJ on Kiss FM, right? I would put everyone the fuck to sleep. What's up, Tree? What's going on?
Not too much, man. Not too much.
Well,
Still trying to process everything that happened over the weekend. I feel like I don't know how to process it. Not gonna
uh,
lie.
you had a great game, man. Just enjoy the win that the Steelers brought, but I don't think it's
At
time
least
to.
for a day, I am enjoying it.
Right,
I
right.
will
You can
say.
watch
Fuck the
NFL
Patriots.
Network and not be scared, like to see highlights of your team getting beat. Like you're proud right now, I would say.
For now.
For
I
now,
mean, at least it's a catharsis victory. It's
catharsis.
like we finally beat New England.
Yeah, but
Holy shit.
it's not when it
E-
mattered. I mean,
Yeah,
it
even
did.
though New England played like absolute shit, Gronk looks like plays like he's 80, and Tom Brady is a ratchety old jalopy at this point, but
He's
still
a rat.
beat New England.
You just equated Tom Brady to the chassis of an old car. That's what he
That's
is.
pretty much how he is. You try and move him out of the pocket, he rattles and creaks.
He is getting fucking old, but Father Time.
He's Father
Un-
Time is undefeated. Same
yep.
thing with Gronk too. Like he did not look good. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sitting there like Gronk is quiet today. What's happening? It's like he couldn't get separation.
Gronk. I think they've been using him too much on defense. Was the problem? He's tired.
Yep. But
Yeah.
even then, like his like side to side and like him against Kenyon Drake, that showed like the prime Gronk would have just taken him and just choke slammed him. Now it's just like he can't keep up.
Yeah, man. Father Time is a bitch. Like at first, the injuries were Gronk to like his forearm and his upper body. Now his legs don't look like they have the
It
same life in them.
Yeah. Problem is Gronk's career. It's awesome, borderline Hall of Fame, short but awesome. That's the problem. And I don't know if Gronk lasts another year.
I agree. I think he's a Hall of Famer just because no one played tight end like he has ever done it. Like I know Antonio Gates was a beast like that, but Gronk was just. I'm speaking at him like he's in past tense, but prime Gronk was probably one of the most dominant tight end in the history of the NFL.
Prime Gronk was a beast. He was a transcendent god amongst men.
Right. And to think he had he had a murderer on the other side of the field with him in Aaron Hernandez. They were
Mm-hmm.
beasts. Honestly, I don't know how they did not beat the Giants that year. They had a guy that literally murdered people and Gronkowski, you know?
Who pretty much murders people on accident.
Yes, with his boyish good looks and freakish athletic ability. All right, let's get into some Snapchats and we'll talk about the show. We will talk about your Steelers win before we get into all the shit I have planned. But I'm going to read Liwa503 Snapchatted this before we even fucking started. Tommy Hawk beating
Hallelujah.
up
Thank
that
you, sir.
Blackhawks fan was just practice for his revenge against Nordy, the Wild mascot who beat him up 2 seasons ago. So that clip is hilarious, by the way. Have you seen that?
Yes, him like just choke slamming old Blackhawks fan.
So I want to critique this real quick. Hold on,
That's
because
the most fight I've seen out of the Blackhawks all season.
oh wow, and so the Flyers fired Hackstall finally, and Joel
Yep, and
Quinville.
that was a shit show in itself because they got Q and then they didn't get Q and then they weren't gonna fire him and then Axtell wanted a vote of confidence and he couldn't get it, so they ended up just letting him go anyway. And Gordon wasn't even available for the practice. They didn't have a press conference. They didn't have anything. They botched the shit out of that fire.
Yeah, it was bad. Is
And now they're bringing up 20-year-old Carter Hart and probably going to fuck up his development.
whew, yeah, it's gonna happen, man.
That's
The
why it's Philly, and that's why they are pretty damn close to a low covet,
they were
if
in the
not already.
finals. They were in the finals like a couple of years ago.
8 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
They made it against Chicago.
All right, there's Tommy Hawk. He's fighting a fan here. Yeah, they lost on a crazy goal. Now, how come nobody intervenes? Like, this is like a real fight. Like, I mean, his sprawl, by the way, excellent here. Let's just break down Tommy Hawk's technique. Look at back
I feel like
here.
he's about to pile drive him.
Yeah, look right here. His sprawl, his hips are in. Very nice technique there. Tommy Hawk's obviously taking a couple probably wrestled in high school. I'm thinking. I don't know if his jits is that good, but look at him. He's got him controlled up against the cage. Nobody's messing with Tommy Hawk. Yeah, dude. He took care of this dude. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Good effort there, Tommy. Nice little sprawl. For $10, real quick. Beast of Metal 1989 mod on the channel. Here, you can read this if you would like.
Oh no, 1 second.
So you can pleasure yourself.
We killed the Patriots. This is so awesome. I've gone back to talking about we instead of they. Instead of the Steelers. Unrelated thoughts on the Suns owner getting pwned by a little old lady.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah. He's so tight he squeaks when he walks.
That's right. That's right. And then she called out another politician, like the mayor of Phoenix, I guess, or something.
Like a spineless motherfucker.
Yeah, she was like, I would think you would have better principles than that. And then she just laid down the law. She was like, fuck y'all. Think y'all we fucking owe you.
Got a few more Snapchats too.
All right. Good. Yeah.
For your love shine for $2. NYK for sale at US 5B. Dare you to do a GoFundMe. What's your thoughts on that, Mr. 5 Points?
$5 billion doesn't sound bad.
I'll run $5 billion for the Knicks.
Yeah, $5 billion. I'll run the Knicks.
Sounds like it's up your alley.
Yeah, I'm really qualified to not win championships.
You wouldn't do any worse than James Dolan. Don't meddle.
I think a trash can could not do any worse than James Dolan. Like,
you could probably even run a better band than he does.
I could play bass, because did you hear about the bass player that was so bad that the lead singer actually noticed?
No.
Okay. The Dodger of Zion. All hail the return of Big D-CK Nick. You can say Big Dick Nick. It's okay.
You can say it. We're adults here, Miss Dodger.
Also on YouTube, you can say taint, by the way. I'm very proud of that.
Can you also say snatch and moist and
you cannot
Cougar.
Say the last name of Sam Elliott, and you cannot say Roger McDowell. You see, you can't say
Roger McDowell.
Well, you can't say Sam Elliott, and then, I'm trying to make a Mumkey Jones thing, and it's not working. Okay. So anyways, don't say that anything insensitive to anything, or else we'll get banned. Okay, so try not to offend.
We're probably getting banned anyway.
Yeah, I know we're gonna get banned.
Welcome to deplatforming, sir.
Right. We're all just deplatforming out here. Eli Arbaiza. Arizona Cardinals legacy of failure. It's coming. It has to be done, right?
What, the Cardinals?
Yeah.
They just need a vid, I feel like. Listen, I want to get a hockey vid out first. Like, the issue is, they're taking me out to SeatGeek's, like, throwing me out to New Orleans for the game.
Nice.
Against the Steelers. It's like playing like a month ago, so I'm going to be down there for the weekend.
Wow.
So, like, my next vid I want to do is the LA Kings, because they're a fucking wreck.
They are a fucking
And this is
wreck.
years in the making.
Yeah.
And then, like, the Flyers were another one. The Blackhawks I was going to do, and then I saw this really good vid by Grifflix. It showed up in my YouTube, like, my algorithm did something good. It's called Q Shot. It's like an 18-minute vid. It's really goddamn good. If you ever get a chance, go look at it. It's outstanding.
People have been telling me to check out Grifflix, man. I might.
Like, I had heard the name before, but like as I said, like, it just stumbled on the feed. It's like, let's give this a shot. And it's like, this is really goddamn good.
Well, that's what I like about being not only a creator, I'm also really big on consuming content. And every once in a while, you find some really good shit out there. And
exactly.
Like, man, I like what this dude's doing, man.
Exactly. Now I don't have to do the Blackhawks. I can just point to him, be like, hey, that dude probably did it better than me.
Right, like Cole Adams, too. And
like, the only difference is I probably, like, rip on them doing Bobby Hull as, like, a legend of the game, and maybe more ripping into like Stan Bowman, but that's really about it.
I want to do a video on Rocky Wirtz, or is it Bill Wirtz? Bill Wirtz.
But Dollar Bill, yep.
Dollar Bill.
Vision. Yes. Apparently, the cable thing, it was a promise to his father.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was what came out after his death, because that's why they never showed the games on cable, because he had made a vow to his
that's
father
right.
that he would never show games on cable because they thought there was no money in it. And he only did it not because of money, but because of loyalty to his dad.
Bill Wirtz once fired his head coach by sliding a note under his door. That was just like, "Fuck you, you're fired."
It would have been an interesting 50 years of failure back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. James Amadei, I was at that game. So he was at the Steelers,
Steelers Patriots.
Patriots. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do now that we've made it through. Sorry, I didn't
Before
mean
I
to
forget,
cut you off.
Andy gave $1 in Snapchat too. Just wanted to shout you out. Thank you, Andy, brother.
That's right. Thank you, Andy.
It's like it popped up a little bit.
I'll take 50 cents of that and cram it in a stripper's G-string. And
hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
that's right. I'll just make it
It's
sweet.
always good.
Just here you go, 50 cents. So what we're gonna do for the show tonight is we're just gonna look at every month of 2018 and just break down, like what the best thing was that happened there, and just sort of. So for me and you personally,
hold up.
Go
5 points. Update from James Amadei. Said he was at the Blackhawks Jets game, not the Steelers Patriots game.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, we can't get the facts wrong or we'll get deleted again, right? We got to be a factual, documentary, educational channel. And he was at the Blackhawks Jets game with the mascot.
No, yeah, it's like how you do it. You make all the big headlines, and then a couple days later, you just scoot it down to the side, be like, yeah, that happened.
Yeah. Just
it's like, and then you update. It's like, and nobody cares.
Yeah. What was I gonna do? Oh, we're gonna talk about February 28th. Okay, I'll get to that when we get to February. How about that? So 2018 was a big year for both of us. Like I feel like on YouTube, like it was really big. This was the year that both of us quit our fucking jobs. So we can talk about that throughout the year and other shit. So we'll just go month by month. And of course, so last year, when you look at January 2018, probably the biggest thing that happened was, the Steelers got fucking beat by Jacksonville.
They got destroyed by Jacksonville, and then I ripped them to fucking shreds in a video.
Yeah.
Grinded my axe. It went semi-viral.
Yeah, that was a good video too. Yeah,
I had a big pop in terms of like my sub numbers. Like I hit like 20,000 subs gained over the month. It was just like this January season's like it was big because of football.
Yeah, you had an insane January last year, and I made the mistake of not doing football vids. Like I started doing different shit, and that nah, man, you gotta go. You gotta be
ebbs
on
and
football.
flows, man. Ebbs and flows. It happens.
Absolutely.
And in your terms too, you get more of like a long-term burn, especially with your stuff.
My videos don't.
But you also have to remember the Minneapolis Miracle. I remember just my mouth being in shock, my jaw dropping when I saw that vid.
So
or when I saw it happen.
So here's what happened. Like I don't want to. So any of you young drivers out there, don't drive and look at your phone. But I was trying to check the score of the game, and you know how in the Yahoo app sometimes you can watch live footage on it. Well, I had that app open as I was driving, and then I saw that play happen driving. I was like, no way, like holy shit. And I was like, I've got to get home so I can tweet about this shit.
Yeah,
so.
I was just sitting there like, oh, it's another notch to the legacy of failure. Here we go. Because I was working that day. It was right after the Steelers game. Everyone was pissed off. One of my tables was just there for the Vikings game.
Oh, God.
And then everyone, that guy was just losing his mind. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, my God. This is the biggest choke job in Saints history.
Yeah, the Saints did what they had to do, man. They drove right down the field, got in position. I thought the game was over. I was like,
same here. The problem is like Marcus Williams, he just went for the hit stick too goddamn early. You see him just duck.
Yeah,
he went underneath him. You keep him in bounds, you have to kick a field goal.
They played too deep. And they put themselves in a really bad position on that play because Marcus Williams, he had to stop that catch because they would have been in field goal range to tie it. But the outcome was even worse. Was Stephon Diggs just walked right past him into the end zone. Like, it's just a bad defensive play all around. So
then afterwards, Minneapolis got fucking destroyed in Philadelphia and went back to their miserable failure.
Yep. And Jacksonville blew that 10-point lead, and their window closed on them like fucking your fingers in the windowsill just falling right.
New England. Yep. They won their Super Bowl. Just like the Steelers just won their Super Bowl last week.
Yes.
To be fair, if you think about it, a lot of teams have gotten revenge on the Patriots this year. Eagles got revenge for Super Bowl 15 years ago. Titans got revenge without Gronk against their division loss. The
Jacksonville
Jacksonville got their revenge on them. Miami got their revenge on them for all those years of lording over them in the doghouse. Steelers got their revenge on them for literally like being their version of the Washington Capitals. Then forget who was the other team that beat them this year.
Let's look at it. Patriots record.
I know it was Jacksonville, Tennessee. It was Pittsburgh, Miami. There was another team that beat them.
Oh, the Lions did. The Lions.
Oh, yeah, right. Patricia got revenge for the coordinator jinx.
Yes. Patricia got that.
And literally is.
Yep. Everyone's saying the Lions, but I pulled it before out of my head. I didn't need your help.
I remember, because the defense played like dog shit that day.
Yeah. It was weird. I think the Pats are still in the AFC Championship game unless someone beats them early like the Jets did that year.
I don't know, man. They've looked really weak. This is probably the weakest Patriots squad we've seen in a very long time.
That's how they draw you in, though. They make you think that they're like one of those wounded animals, you know?
Dude, their defense is weak. Gronk is not at full strength. Edelman and Hogan keep dropping everything in sight. And Brady, once again, I mean, he's declining. He's still a good quarterback, but he's not what he was.
You can't count them out. They always show up every time you bury them.
If you make the playoffs, you always have a chance.
Yeah.
That's the way you got to look at it.
It's possible. I like the Colts, man. The Colts are going to make the playoffs.
The Colts are looking on fire. They can definitely do it. The thing I'm worried about, like with the Steelers, I know the odds say they're good, but going into New Orleans, in that stadium, that is a daunting task.
All right.
I have the sneaking suspicion that the Ravens can beat the Chargers.
I know it's bad. Those are two teams that everyone talks like they're going to do something in the playoffs. They could play each other, and then at least one of them is going to play. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, "Oh man, the Ravens."
If they're the 4 seed, they'd be playing the LA Chargers or the Chiefs.
Yeah. All right.
And then it's either they are making it in and they may be making some noise, or they're just not making it at all. That's the way I see it about Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I think the Pittsburgh could win a first-round game, but who knows?
Yeah, like they could probably, if they have a shot at making the championship, like the conference championship, or they're just not making it.
Is that a success if they make the conference championship? And
sadly, with how bad this D is, the Steelers will see it as a success.
No, Steelers fans don't accept getting to the conference championship and not going to the Super Bowl.
But the Steelers would. The Steelers would.
Oh, the Steelers would. Yinzers.
And nothing's going to change.
Yeah, Yinzers.
We'll be back to the days of our Steelers.
Right. Championship or bust, right? For the Yinzers. Pretty much. Oh, yeah. So February, I'm going to read this from Dodger of Zion because we're going to transition to February, which was a terrible month. Because
it was.
February 2018 was the best month in recent Philadelphia history, easily, because, yes, at some point during that month, didn't they riot and destroy their own city and then eat horse poop? Is that what
pretty
happened?
Much, yes. And they also destroyed a 7-Eleven. They
right.
climbed a bunch of poles, and they also got to end their agony for a month. And then they ended up bitching about the Flyers and the 76ers.
Yep. Nah, my friend who's a Eagles fan would post status updates like in August about how they're the world champions and shit. I'd be like, fuck you. I did it.
To be fair, I think they're back to their traditional misery now.
Yeah, but now Big Dick Nick is going to steal Carson Wentz's legacy again. Like, hey, you do 3/4 of the season and I'll do the rest, young man.
He gets the glory.
I'm Big Dick Nick.
To be fair, Philly was underachieving pretty badly this year. I expected them to dominate.
I don't know about dominate.
I expected 11-5, 12-4. I did not expect them in fringe wildcard contention.
Yeah, but it's the hangover of winning a championship. It's happened to the last champions, you know. It's really hard to, unless you're the Patriots, like it's hard to stay there. Um, yeah, I mean they're very not they are in a lot of risk for not making the playoffs for sure.
Yep. Well, one of Minnesota and Philadelphia is not making it.
Yeah. Well. All right, so let's read these Snapchats real quick before we get to the next month. Eli
God.
Arbiza, Tree, who's your favorite NBA team?
NBA team. When I was growing up, my favorite team was the Toronto Raptors. You know, late 70s, or sorry, late 90s, early 2000s. I should have said late 70s. Jesus Christ. I'm not that old. Fucking hell. I mean, like when I was younger, you know, you lost like Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Damon Stoudemire. I think they had Hakeem Olajuwon for a hot minute. Those are some interesting teams.
Yeah, the Raptors
That was
had some players. I like
they also had
McGrady.
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh, yeah, and then they got rid of him. So you still like the Raptors, or you just not pay attention?
I mean, not really. They just choke now. It's like fucking chokers.
You should just be a full douchebag and just be a Warriors fan. Like wear Warriors gear like all around Pittsburgh and be like, "What?"
Dude, I'm not that much of a fucking douche.
I would disagree.
A lot of Pittsburghers, like if you're into the NBA, they're like closet Cavaliers fans.
Oh, really?
LeBron.
Wow.
Yeah, because proximity. Yeah, Cleveland's done a few exhibition games here.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, LeBron. I could see that. Nathan Smith, a legacy of failure on the Detroit Lions.
that's the one I probably get the most requests for. I mean, except for recently, now it's the Seattle Mariners.
Oh yeah.
But the Lions, I think a local vid would be better off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they
Because
are
they're
a local. There's a punchline.
I think they're about at that point. I was just waiting for the right moment for them, I feel like.
You remember you got to dedicate like 7 minutes to Matt Millen, so that's like easy.
Well, you got to deal Matt Millen, Matt Stafford. You got to deal with him. You got to like talk about how two generational talents retire in their prime, how they can't even lose properly because they went 0-16 and they did it like in a less embarrassing fashion than the Browns.
Right. Or how about Jim Schwartz? He was their head coach. He had no idea how clock management works, which he still doesn't.
Marty Morningweg with kicking the ball off in overtime.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now he's the Ravens offensive
during sudden death. Like you can
it's like, we're going to kick it off. We're going to counter our defense.
Yeah, we want our defense to make a stop and then have them boom a 70-yard punt, and we just start on our own 20 after one series. That's right. Got to have a change of possession. No, those not the rules. And then I like this Anime Holic Tops, the dumpster fire featuring Brett Coleman collab. When now Brett is under the same management company as me, so I have a way to contact him. I follow him on Twitter, but he doesn't follow me. He has no idea that I have a channel just as big as him. He's like, I don't know if he's...
Well, Coleman's more of an analytical channel, isn't he?
He is. He has no reason to know who the fuck I am. But I'm just like, all right, someone introduce me to Brett so we can do a collab. But I keep sleeping on it. I like his shit. He's really good. He breaks, like, film down. Like, he'll tell you why someone sucks. And, like... I mean, he's really good at what he does, so we'll get him on here. We'll get him. I'll just, I'll text Perna and get Coleman on here. I tried to get EDP on here, but good luck with that. I don't have tits or anything, so I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, one more Snapchat, and then we got to do a couple more months here of the year because I don't want to take all night. The Shawshank Inception. Off topic question: what is you guys' favorite movie? Do you have a favorite movie, Tree?
I got a couple. Like
Human
the one in his Avatar is pretty good. American History X, Boys in the Hood. I would say. What else? I know there are a few others in there.
My favorite movie of all time is Major League. By the way,
Major League. That's easily a pretty solid one.
Yeah, it's just every.
In terms of comedy, I'd say that's top 10.
Yeah, because I love baseball. I love an underdog. And Charlie Sheen is epic in that movie. Like when they're in the restaurant, they're like, "Hey, he's like, that's my fiance, and he's like, and Charlie Sheen just goes, "You want us to take him outside, kick the shit out of him?" That's just a great line. I mean, that's what I ask my friends. What do you know? What we want to do all the time is just kick the shit out of somebody. Um, I don't
It's
know.
the only goal in life to kick the shit out of somebody.
The problem with picking a favorite movie is like there's so many topics of movies that you just can't pick like a favorite movie. Like you have to have a favorite in each genre almost. Isn't that
Exactly.
fair? Like you have to have a
Yeah.
favorite war movie. You have to have a favorite action movie, favorite
Mm-hmm.
comedy. Favorite
Mm-hmm.
comedy involving Eddie Murphy should be its own topic because I have a tough time picking between Trading Spaces or Trading Places and Coming to America. You know,
I have not seen Trading Places. Coming to America is absolutely so.
every line in that movie from the opening credits to the end is gold. Right? Every
Mm-hmm.
line, it's so good. It's so well written. It's amazing. Even the time when he says he comes up to the little elephant, he's like, "Hello, Babar," and then and then the little elephant walks off. That's funny if you know about Babar, the elephant. It's
Yeah.
just okay.
It's too bad Eddie Murphy fell from grace. Like he went into family friendly shit and just vanished.
Pluto Nash was really bad.
Yeah.
Um, Doctor Doolittle.
Norbert, whatever.
Yep. Leonard. No.
Dr. Doolittle, the first one was pretty good. The second one was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Then he started doing shit with David Spade. Bowfinger was really funny though. Bowfinger was funny. Um, all right. March came around in 2018, and we had the greatest upset in the history of college basketball. UMBC.
UMBC, the
Yes.
Retrievers.
Yep. The Retrievers. Yeah, they retrieved a fucking golf ball out of Tony Bennett's ass, was what they did. And just replaced it with a bowling ball.
The
That's what
first
happened.
number 16 seed to ever beat a number one.
I think UVA basketball should get a legacy of failure as the biggest frauds in college basketball. Didn't they get two number one seeds in back to back years and didn't make the Final Four either time?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
think.
fucking pathetic. And everyone's like, yeah, Jonathan Brogdon. No, fuck the fucking UVA is overrated trash. And this is the year that they make the final or something. Because I used to say that about Gonzaga all the time. I'd be like,
And then
Gonzaga
Gonzaga
sucks.
made the Final
Yeah,
Four.
I know. They made the final last year or 2 years
Yep,
ago against
something like that. And I
Villanova.
think they lost to Villanova.
Yep. Yeah. Villanova's won 2 out of 3. So then Villanova ends up winning the championship. I believe that is correct. And that was their
Yep,
second.
Villanova won.
Yep. Oh, we're forgetting about Loyola, Chicago. Sister
Yep,
Mary
Sister
Jean.
Jean.
Uh huh. Her.
I know. I did like the first part of the NCAA tournament, but I didn't have time to do the second. That what kind of bugged me.
Yeah, the second. After Loyola slowed down and didn't make the final, it was pretty boring. But they made it to the Final Four, didn't they?
Final Four, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Oh my
Yeah, for
god.
a school like that,
How many
greatest
small
accomplishment
schools?
in their history.
Yeah. They're in the canon of small schools making it to the
Yep, the new George Mason,
right, or VCU, or who else made the final? I mean, Wichita State.
Butler,
Yep.
Wichita State.
Butler made the final twice in a row too, and they used to play in the movie that or Hoosiers was filmed in their gym where Butler played. Yep, go Shockers! 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Trey Magathan,
Always, man. Always.
always. Yeah, that was a good tournament because I put out that video that said a perfect bracket is impossible, and all these like people were like, some autistic kid got one. I was like, no, he got like 80% right, and that was the highest ever. And number two, all the perfect brackets had been eliminated by like 2 p.m. on the second day. So,
that's about right.
so it's really literally impossible to get a perfect bracket. It just cannot happen. It just won't happen. Go watch
Oh
my
yeah,
video.
especially if
I
the number
explained
16.
right how much a quintillion is. Okay, it's fucking 5 times a billion, not 5 billion. It's 5 more zeros, like just fucking endless. All right, couple more Snapchats and we'll talk about April and shit. All right, TIE Fighter 94. What's up, TIE Fighter? Better team in LA, the Rams or the Diamond Dogs? Wow, that's a good one. Who's playing better football?
I would say the Diamond Dogs right now. Because they've played with some brass fucking cojones over the past couple of weeks.
But you wouldn't
running into Heinz Field, down from 16, then going into Arrowhead, and then forcing everyone to laugh at full read again.
Yeah,
Rams don't have a secondary.
You're right. If you're a team,
and then Jared Goff's playing like a rookie, and Todd Gurley's kind of gimpy right now.
Yeah, Jared Goff is looking like Jeff Fisher. Jared Goff. Ooh, he doesn't want to hear that. Now, if you're a team that can consistently come back on other teams, like, you're dangerous in the playoffs. But for some reason, my gut just tells me they're the fucking Diamond Dogs. Like, they will fuck up somehow, you know?
It'll probably happen, like, in the big moment, you know, like either in the conference championship or the Super Bowl, and they'll just, like, somehow just crumble.
Unless Phillip Rivers just finally turned to the dark side and was like, all right, devil. For this one year.
Like, gee willikers, I sacrificed my 9th child to you.
Right. I'll let you take my 9th baby. Just let me get to the big dance, please. I seriously did work with two of his starting linemen from NC State, and they said, number one, he never cussed. He was already married in college, and I think he had 2 kids already. Never went to any of the parties at NC State. Like, was just as business and as workman-like as you could possibly be. And somehow, like, people still mock that. I'm like, why?
They'll find a way to mock you if you don't win.
Right. But he was as perfect a college student, an adult. You know, I guess the one thing that my buddy did say was he did whine a lot about them and their blocking. And they did like he said he started to tune him out after a while because he was intense is what they said. But I mean, he's Phillip Rivers, dude. You know, he should expect a lot out of some NFL players. I'll tell you that. And they might just win a championship, but who knows?
And then there'll be like a couple thousand that show up at the parade. People like Dean Spanos when he's on the podium.
Boltman, do you think Boltman will make his triumphant return to be
no,
like...
I feel like he'll punch Dean Spanos in the face.
I have a picture of Boltman with Dean Spanos. It's great. It's going in my next vid. NFL mascots is coming out. Get hype. All 170 of you. Before You Love Shine did a better job of carrying 2010's NBA. Golden State Warriors or Miami? I would say they get equal credit.
Yeah, Miami had that huge like triumvirate that, I mean, in hindsight, killed the NBA, but it brought about like a huge amount of hype.
It did. It brought about the super team. You know, the player organized super team, not super team that was done by a GM.
Not a super team that was like done by like arranged. Now it's just like, okay, we're gonna join up together and do this, and take pay cut, so we can get it under the cap.
Yeah, let's coordinate here. Let's send texts with each other. David Benjamin, I love this one. Columbus Blue Jackets Laucow vid. Could happen.
Gets knocked out in the first round every time.
Yeah, maybe after they get knocked out, like after Torts has an aneurysm.
Yep, and then they lose Bobrovsky and Panarin for nothing.
I love Torts, though. He's talking about how it looks like a hug fest out there and shit. Fucking Torts. Torts would put his skate...
anything with Torts. Right. Come on.
I would hate to have to play again. Like, Torts didn't play at a very high level, but I bet you that's the kind of guy that would leg whip his skate into your crotch. Like, just to see what would happen.
He has more of a chip on his shoulder.
I understand it. Guy. I get it. All right. So April, after May, we had opening day, and of course the NFL draft, I believe, occurred in April. Is that correct? As it does every year.
May was the NFL draft.
Oh man, it didn't happen until May. So not much happened in April other than the March
hockey playoffs too.
Well, yeah, the hockey playoffs started.
Round. Blue Jackets blew a 2-0 series lead. Didn't let us laugh at the Capitol.
Right. The Blues didn't even make it, which was funny as well. Rangers were terrible. Yeah, the Caps could have had that run ended in April but somehow they
Yep,
figured
and
out
then
how
they
to
blew it.
stop. Right. Somehow Panarin, they figured out how to stop Panarin. He was a beast. And yeah, so then May happened, and then we had the NFL draft. So let's think of, when we saw that, we did that live stream. That was our most watched live stream, by the way.
Yep. I remember laughing at the Baker Mayfield pick.
Yeah, both of us. And now
Well, my issue with him is like his character. I felt like had the potential to blow up like a Ryan Lee. He had that cockiness, that swag to him too, it just like
right.
And Leaf just like went off. That was what I was afraid of. And there was a moment too where it felt like Baker Mayfield was just losing that swagger under Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I really underestimated his ability as a player. Like, he has great arm strength. He has really nice instincts. I think he still makes, NFL rookie mistakes because he's never seen these defenses before.
I mean, he's shown flashes of brilliance.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got balls. You can tell he's the kind of guy that will, get on the treadmill and look at game film. I think that he's got that level of craziness and intensity that where he just wants to win, and they picked a winner. I think he's going to be very good for a long time. And you as a Steelers fan,
to the chagrin of the AFC North, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of worried that Haslam still finds a way to fuck it up.
Yeah. See, I feel how you feel when I saw Carson Wentz. Like, I was like, shit, this guy's good. Fuck. He's going to be good for a long time. And as long as he doesn't stay hurt and Nick Foles has to take over for him.
Yeah. Well, it's a handing of the baton. I mean, the new age of AFC North quarterbacks is here. See Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. He's revitalized that offense. It's no longer uninspired dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, this is actually a decent offense now.
Yep.
It's amazing how that works.
Yeah, it's crazy. So then Saquon gets drafted number 2 overall, which people have criticized.
Unfortunately, I was just like, we're still competing, and we're going to get like a 7-win season, which shockingly could still happen, but might be more like 6.
They're not going to beat the Colts. And they're
not. It's going to be a 6-10 year. I said minimum 7-9, and I failed.
What did I say? 8-8? I don't know.
Excuse me.
What's that? Are you sneezing? What the fuck just happened?
Yes, sir. I sneezed.
You sneezed. You don't have a dump button?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find our NFL predictions spreadsheet real quick.
Yeah. I think I was right on a couple, but a few others I just whiffed. Like 49ers, I know I whiffed. I had them going to the wild card, and then everyone got injured.
See, the problem is NHL picks made that NFL schedule. Where is it?
Give me one second.
Official NFL predictions. Here it is. Did we do records? Yes. Holy shit. I had the Giants at 9 wins. Oh my gosh. No.
For the Niners, yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
No. For the Giants, you had the Giants. Oh gosh, this is confusing. You had the Giants at 8-8. And I had them at 8-8 as well. No, that's the Cowboys. Sorry. I'm looking at it wrong.
Yeah, Cowboys I had 8-8.
That's right. You had the Giants 7-9 and the Steelers 9. Here, I'll bring it up for everyone to see here. Drop this in.
I think I had the Steelers 10-6.
Yeah, I made this really confusing because
I think it was like lines and lines, and then the championship. I think I picked the Jags, and it's like nope.
Okay, hold on. Yes, for you, Tree, you had the AFC champ as Jacksonville, the NFC champ as the Saints, which is still alive, and then the Super Bowl you had the Saints. Perna had the Rams. In the NFC, the Jags in the Super Bowl, and he had the Jags winning the Super Bowl. Wow,
I see the Chiefs record right now. It's like nope.
Yeah, and then
I didn't think they'd be this consistent.
I had the Patriots versus the Rams with that, so I'm the only one that's technically alive here. So
I had the Saints.
I mean,
in
for
the
all of
NFC.
it, I could get it. I could do a beer frame. But yeah, really though, everybody but Jacksonville is wrong for you. Everybody picked Jacksonville. Everything else seems
because we
right.
thought they were going to be really good.
Right. Oh, the Eagles aren't winning the NFC East. The Steelers are not winning the North. Well, yes, they are. Sorry.
They have a chance. They still have a chance. It shouldn't be this close, but
yeah, Perna picked the Ravens, and then yep. All right, that's pretty interesting. Then Broncos and the Saints. Oh, Perna put the Broncos in the playoffs. Nice. And the Bengals. You had the Bengals and the Niners, and the Broncos and the Saints. You had the Texans and the Packers, the Titans and the Niners. Niners? Okay.
Yeah, as I said, I had them like, I thought they'd do well with Jimmy G, and then he got injured. It's like, yep, your playoff aspirations are gone. Bye.
I had the Bengals in, though, but I had the Bengals, Rams, Chiefs, Saints.
Never trust the Bungles.
So
They're irrelevant.
I only got 2 wrong so far. You got the Texans right, though. That was pretty ballsy. And the Titans could still get in.
It was looking close for the Texans, though. I mean, they were 0-3 in the beginning. The one thing I saw was that Deshaun Watson looked really good before his injury. That's why I picked them.
It's funny to look back at your predictions. It's like, what other person made these predictions?
Yeah.
What was I thinking right there? Okay. Let's read some Snapchats before we get on to the second half of the year.
Yep.
Here.
First one, I believe we are on Dodger.
Yes. Is Dodger British?
No.
Oh. She's
not. She's from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, that's right. Go ahead and read this one if you would like.
I was in a conference when Shaquem Griffin got drafted. Had to go excuse myself to cry tears of happiness.
Really? I had to go excuse myself from a conference because of diarrhea one time. And
the Trey Edmonds excuse.
Yes.
Take a phone call while you're taking a shit saying you got drafted.
Yes. You mean I just got drafted? Fuck.
So I got drafted? Shit. Okay.
That's hilarious.
I'll be out there in 5 minutes.
Of all the times to get drafted, it's like you wait all day and then you got to take a massive dump and then like, oh, hey, everything coming out all right in there? Yes, you just got drafted. Well, thanks. Let me use the bidet now. Liwa 503, Prince Liwa, Princess Liwa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who ends their legacy of failure first? I don't know who he's talking about. Put it in the group chat.
I think he's talking just any in general.
Any? Okay. Like. Oh yes. Who of the legacies of failure ends it first? Probably the Diamond Dogs.
The Chargers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have the best chance. You know.
Yeah. The Chefs, unfortunately, don't have a secondary, so I don't think they're going anywhere. I think it's another painful loss.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to tell who does it. Who ends the legacy of failure? The Caps did it last year. They buried our memes. Our memes. Now
we must create new memes.
Uh-huh.
They had like a massive summer-long bender.
Yeah, they did. And
it made me fall in love with them. It's like, I like this team.
Right. I would drink
and then
with
Tom
Alex.
Wilson decked more people in the face. I'm like, fuck that dude.
So that vid of him where he's drinking out of the Stanley Cup, that is like in the hippest part of like the waterfront in DC.
The keg stand.
Yeah. There's a little fountain there and there's all these restaurants. That's where people just hang out all the time and get fucked up. And then if you're getting fucked up and you see Alex Ovechkin roll up with the Stanley fucking cup and pour alcohol into it. I mean, how fucking sweet is that? Like, I would dig that, honestly.
Yeah, people got pissed. It's like the Capitals should not be celebrating. Fuck you.
Right.
They went through 9 months of relentless grinding, destroying their bodies for that 35-pound piece of weight. You can celebrate as much as you fucking want.
Right.
I don't care. You earned that shit.
I don't care. They had to endure your video on them losing in the awful ways. Like
exactly. I had to hear that, and then we had to hear about second round, and then everyone rooting against them in Pittsburgh has fuck the Capitals. We need our meme.
Right. There was an entire library of memes with Alex Ovechkin holding golf clubs above his head. Like, you could go to, like, you know how the common search functions in the GIF bar? Like, you could just put, like, Alex Ovechkin.
Like Ovechkin. It's just like, ugh.
Now they're dead. They had to delete a whole gig.
Now they're outdated.
That's
bullshit.
Right. Tucker White 94 for $6.66, the mark of the beast. Mammon 316, and the Lord said, "Take his money.
Take this money."
That's right. That's what I said.
Yes, I will take that money, and I will invest it in hookers and blow. Much appreciated. Many kudos, my son.
That's right. That's why you make money, is to pay for sex. That's right, Tucker White. All right,
let's go on. Every time, sir.
Mm-hmm. Let's go on to June. Let's try to wrap this up. So June and July, I guess we can do together because not really much happens. That was the
baseball.
Right, baseball. The Caps made their run. You know, they finally exorcised the demons. June was really slow.
Vegas Golden Knights.
Yep.
What made it to the final? We laughed at the Blues some more.
Right.
Let's never forget laughing at the Blues.
You went on vacation to Baltimore to do a live stream in the mean streets of the Inner Harbor with me.
Yeah, because you had KTO on that.
I did. That was like a good get. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, KTO's coming on.
It was like right after the Pens lost to the Cat.
Uh-huh. Did we get suspended too? Was that the month?
Yes, that was because I think you showed footage of like the Rockets Warriors game.
Yes.
Somebody ratted us out, or like YouTube's algorithm took us out.
No, I think they have shit on there that searches for that. And
and then it's like, we found it, fuck you, suspended.
Yep.
And then we created this channel.
Yes, which has worked out.
And everything went to hell.
Yeah.
And it was like the longest 3 months and ever, because it's like, has it been 3 months yet? And it's like, no.
And we sat there like we were in withdrawal from heroin.
We couldn't get our Snapchats.
We were like this.
We were just sitting there, and we had to,
we were like this in an alley,
just
like,
talk.
Hey man, hey, do you got any Snapchats? Have you approved monetization yet, man? Come on, man, I'm looking for my fix. Put those Snapchats in my veins. God damn it, I need them.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
Gosh, that was the longest 3 months of my life. And then the Caps won the fucking cup, so we got suspended.
And
the
on
Caps
that 3
won
month
the cup.
long bend.
Yep. All right, let's get these before we talk about the last quarter of the year, or the last 5 months of the year. Mia Khalifa for Before You Love Shine. That's right. Mia Khalifa better not have drunk on the cup. Yeah. I mean, you know that one of her tits got deflated because it got hit by a hockey puck. She was at a game.
Ooh.
And good thing it didn't hit her in the head, because that could have got deflated too. Oh, snap.
Oh
yeah, wood bang. Anime Holic Tops, $5 euro. That's right. Miami Dolphins are the very embodiment of 500. They are 7-7 this season, 23-23 in the last 46, and 66-66 in the last 132. Special torture of 500 football. Well, you did sign Jay Cutler.
Yeah, the Redskins are a lot like that too. Like, they're very like leaning towards 500 as well.
It's so bizarre that a team can be so bad, you know? Like, they haven't won a playoff game in literally decades.
You wasted Dan Marino's career, so now you get to be by relentless mediocrity.
Right. The 1 year that they were really good, they won a division championship out from under the Patriots.
Yep. It's like the Jags, like that 1 year Marino's final year, they got destroyed, like 61-7. And it was just like that ended their like entire hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I think
they still can't recover from
62-7. It was their largest blowout in their history.
Yeah, lowest blowout, and I think maybe playoff history even.
Yes, playoff history and Miami history. Yep. It was like 222-0. It's the equivalent of it. And last one, Beast of Metal 1989. My big sports story from June was my home region's ECHL team, the Norfolk Admirals, getting in bed with John Chayka, which is somehow the least embarrassing thing they've done in the last 2 years. Now, John Chayka, that name
He's the GM of the Coyotes.
Ah. So they did some dirty shit. Is what the Norfolk Admirals, East Coast Hockey League?
Probably.
Yeah.
I haven't.
General
Not
manager
familiar
of
with the
the
name.
Arizona Coyotes. Yep.
He's like the real young dude, like big into analytics.
Yeah, he's 26. Look at him. He's a fucking kid. And he's running a fucking hockey team. He's 29 years old. You know what I was doing when I was 29? Like I was
When I was 29, I was shit posting on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. Now he's
like,
managing hockey team.
Yeah.
What
about that 17-year-old kid that was running a hockey team? Remember that story? His dad was like a mobster or something that owned the hockey team.
That sounds about right. And then just gave it to his kid, just like, okay, whatever. This is a tax write-off.
Are you bored? Fuck around. All right. So August came around. The preseason started again. There was let's see, baseball, the pennant race. August is like the worst month. I think I was on vacation. I actually made a video from vacation. And
like the slowest months are usually like February, June, July, not June, July, August, and a little bit of November.
So for me personally, July and August were crazy because I quit my job in July, and then August was the first month of me being a full-time YouTuber. So it was kind of like very clinch the butthole for me, because I didn't know, like, oh my gosh, am I really going to do this? Like, why not? I think I made up my mind in March, like, that I was going to quit. So it was just crazy.
Just racking up those extra funds.
Yeah. I was trying to do everything I could to get that little nest egg so that I could not kill myself. I actually had a nightmare that I was working at my old company last night. I was like, it was terrible. I like would come into work in the dream and not do shit and just be like, I just want to do YouTube. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, it was all a dream. I woke up in a cold sweat.
Exactly.
All right. And then September. Oh, Nathan Dewey just gave us $5. All right.
Ooh,
you can retract that and actually say something. Are the Devils tanking or what for $2 more? The Devils are tanking. I think what happens if they tank really bad and they like trade Taylor Hall? That would be a low down fucking shame. I think Schneider's old too. I think Schneider.
Well, they don't really have a goaltender.
Yeah.
Like Corey Schneider, just like he just fell apart at the worst possible time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Keith Kincaid's more of a back.
Yeah.
Like he played over his head like in February, March. That got them to the playoffs, and they just ran out of gas.
They just don't have a defense either, and they play that, I don't.
Yeah, they were very passive in free agent.
Yeah,
like they did nothing.
They still play in North Jersey, man. Like they got to have a really good team to get people to come to the games. Unfortunately, I know there are loyal Devils fans out there, just like there are loyal Hurricanes fans, but they got to win. And it's
unfortunately you can't rely on the old nostalgia to get them that far.
No. It's not going to be like the Red Wings where people are still going to show up even though they suck, but their attendance is kind of shit. So September rolled around, the pennant race started winding up. You had the NFL kickoff. You saw very quickly that some teams didn't have it, like the Giants. And then, of course, in mid-September, what did we do? We had the best trip ever, right? We all went to Dallas.
Yes.
Yep.
Went to Dallas.
Yep.
I learned that I could not jump worth a damn. I did not have a single athletic bone in my body.
I think it was so valuable to me, not just only to go see a game from a private suite, but to just meet and hang out with Flemlo
Random
and
people.
KTO and you. I know we had met before for a minute at your restaurant,
Yeah, because you ran into me when I was in the rush.
Right. I was
"Who
like,
the
oh,
fuck
hey,
is this?"
trees in the weeds. All right.
Exactly.
Right. I'll just leave. Okay. It was cold that night too. It wasn't even.
It's Pittsburgh though. We went from winter to summer in the span of a week.
Yeah.
We didn't really have a spring.
Yep. But we got to hang out in Dallas and just have a good time, talk shop. We got to do that again next year.
That was the first time we ever did that shit. Talk shop is like, whoa, we can actually, I can talk to people about this.
That's right. That's right. You know
and
what it's
not
like.
Oh, you do good stuff. Thank you. You did good. And it's like, yeah, you don't understand the shit I'm talking about. So,
right.
Okay.
Right. Now, which month did your parents or your mom discover your YouTube channel? Was it?
Yes, it was terrible. And then she blurted it out to literally every single family member I have.
That's my son saying cunt in the video.
Yes, exactly. And it's like she's telling people at her church, it's like, no, this is not God-friendly material.
Right, yes. God. My channel
the last thing you need is like to go to church and be like, hey, did you hear about how Ben Roethlisberger is a cunt? Yeah, and Captain Fatfuck? That's a great message right there.
Right. She's in church. I saw your son's channel. What's it called? Pissing Tree? Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's super gay.
That's right. Why does he use the word cunt so much? I wish he would tone down the use of cunt. All right. But that was probably the highlight of the year, honestly, was going down to Dallas. I mean, we got to meet so many people. Ari, the SeaKeep dudes. Yep. Got to meet some ex-NFL players,
A couple SeaKeep guys. Yep. You had got a couple guys there. You met up with a couple other guys. You did your networking thingamabobby.
Yeah.
With a couple NBA 2K YouTubers who I didn't know who the hell they were, but whatever.
Yeah, Mike Korzemba, got to meet him. Troy Dan.
Yes.
I have a super secret thing I'm working on. I'm trying to get MMG on my channel for a little video on kickers.
Yeah, he was the guy in the Lions shirt, right?
Yeah.
He was a cool dude. We talked a little bit.
He has close to 1 million subs. MMG. Papa Meegs, man.
Damn.
He's got a big channel. So Josh Horton, do you know who that was? He was there with his wife, I guess. I don't know if you remember him. He was kind of a short guy. I don't know. He has a channel where he juggles shit. He was at David Dobrik's house juggling for him. And I was like, holy shit, good work. Way to go. I met that guy. Yeah. He was also on Ellen. So, anyways. Anime Holic tops. Big news. John Gruden has his eyes on Peter Meme.
That sounds about right. Gruden has always been a big fan of Peter Meme.
Yeah. How can you tank
He's
without
loved
Peter
him since the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Use him as a project. To be fair, he probably could use somebody behind Derek Carr might be gone. So
yeah, Carr is like, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna be your tackling. I'm not gonna end up like my brother, just anally raped every time. Well, I gotta change the term and talk. Anally pounded every time he drops back. Sorry, I don't want to get this channel deleted. I hope Peter Meme gets a job. I really do, because he's got to break that interception record.
Of course. Then I have to add on to that fit. I didn't.
Right. 2.0H, $5. Shout out to Atlanta United for accomplishing something in 2 years the Falcons couldn't do in 50 plus. Hey, DC United won some titles too, and they're the only titles that DC, well, besides the Stanley Cup, they were the only titles, the only thing that DC had to celebrate for a long time. I don't know if I can really count an MLS Cup as a jinx breaker. As
I said, it would make them happy for a couple days, but in reality, then you deal with Falcons and their painful season they've had. The Hawks are in the relentless tank. And the Braves, they're doing better, but they still got to get the monkey off their back.
The Hawks need Carmelo Anthony.
They had him for a hot minute, and then they bought him out.
10 minutes, yeah. And he was like, fuck, I don't want to play for the fucking Hawks. And then they're like, yeah, okay. So October came. You had a great World Series. Well, no, you had some good playoffs, but the World Series both of us called. We knew it was bad for the. Well,
to be fair, there was a very underwhelming playoff. There were just a lot of blowouts. Like Cleveland
Yeah.
bent over and shit the bed. The Yankees had a really awful time.
Yeah.
Like they had that drubbing, and then like a couple were close, but it's just like, eh.
Yeah.
Giancarlo became the most hated man. The Rockies just fell to shit. They got no offense.
Mm-hmm.
The Braves were, the new team on the block. Then the Astros fell apart. Then you had Dodgers Brewers, which is like the only decent series.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dodgers Brewers was decent, and in the end the Brewers, which could get a legacy of failure.
Yep.
Have you done them yet?
The Brewers, no. I'm waiting. I think they need a little more time. See how this window turns out.
You need that to foment a little bit, But
Yes.
them overusing.
And then Game 3 was the one that nobody's going to remember, the 18-inning epic, because Boston won the other 4.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like the great games nobody's going to remember.
Yeah. We could do a whole video on those. Yeah, and then, November happened and the Giants were terrible, and it's very clear that Eli is too old, and
they still want to play him in like 2019, 2020.
They should.
Which is be a huge mistake.
It'll be a mistake, but you just gotta find out, whatever. I mean, loyalty.
Man, you are resigned.
Yeah. They're not going to draft. You know what? They should draft a QB, because this Kyle Lauletta is garbage. Like, he's Nathan Peter meme, but he's in New York, and he's got a shit poor attitude. Like, he won't be there next year. So, I don't know what the Giants do. They need to blow it up, really. They need Eli to gracefully
You can't blow
retire.
it up because you locked in all that money on Saquon. You brought in all those pieces on D. Dave Gettleman's like a push to win now GM.
Yeah,
they're not tanking.
He wants to stay.
Or they're not trying to tank.
Right. Well, that's not in the Giants' makeup, is to tank. But that's the thing in the NFL. You could win 3 games and then win 11 in a Super Bowl. I don't know how this concept of tanking has really helped anyone.
The problem is it's hard to tank in a league like the NFL because so many parts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like the NBA, like the 76ers may have just jacked their own tank because they've gotten rid of all their depth.
Yeah. If you don't win,
that's what happens when you bring in a former basketball player as your GM and Elton Brand.
Elton Brand. I don't know why I like saying that. Elton Brand. Anyways, sorry, I'm hitting all the cycles here. Before you love shine, don't the Braves own Atlanta since 1995? Yeah, the Braves have been the only successful team, except for the team that blew a 28-3 lead.
There was the Dirty Bird year for the Falcons.
Yeah.
99.
Too legit to quit. Too legit.
Yep.
And
then they got massacred by the Broncos, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eugene Robinson paid for sex the night before, which I get, but he got in trouble.
Whatever.
James Amadei, you had my heart, Milwaukee, and you blew it. Yep, they tried and they blew it.
They did blow it, and unfortunately, everyone's gonna give them a pass because it's the first year of really guys. You don't get many chances.
Yeah. There's always, anytime you're in the playoffs, it's an opportunity, and it's hard to.
You have to take every chance. I mean, look at the Pirates. I mean, we kept thinking they'd have a chance, and they kept losing wildcard games. So.
Josh Hader was playing so good at the end of the year.
Hader, Jeffress. Mm-hmm. They had Joaquin Soria.
Maybe they should ask Josh Hader to
Christian Yelich in MVP form.
Oscars. Yeah, Christian Yelich. I had him on my fantasy team, and I dropped him.
Oh, dude.
Week 2, something. He started off the year like 180 or something, and then I dropped him, and then all of a sudden he went on a fucking tear. And I was like, oh, that was smart. And then I never logged back into my fantasy shit. Yeah. I don't know. I've lost my fire for fantasy sports. I just like betting now. I don't know. I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just bet against the spread. It's way easier than managing a lineup. Fuck that. Mm-hmm. I'll just pick who I think will win. So for me, I know it's time to wrap up. We did our hour of time here. This was easy, just to talk about the whole year. Let's do this again next week. I don't know if we're going to stream next week because it's getting real close to the holidays. We'll see. Probably.
Yeah, next week it's going to be Christmas time unless I
Yeah.
want to do I want us to do a personal stream, but even then it's Christmas. So
I don't know. Maybe we come back after and talk about the playoffs or something, on one of our big
perhaps.
channels.
Yeah, I'm going to be kind of pressed for time next week because, I'm going to be in New Orleans. Then all the Christmas stuff happens. I got to fucking find a way to get Sportsball out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like, they're interrupting your production.
It's stupid family and going to Nolans for the game.
Hey, man, have fun in the Big Easy. Go check out Bourbon Street. Who's the other dude that you're going with?
I have no idea.
So you don't know who they're
I do not know
with?
that yet. It's like a mystery man or something. Or
Really?
I'm the mystery man to him. I don't know.
You could be.
They just said like, oh yeah, it's you and another guy. SeatGeek people's like, okay.
Did Levitt set that up, or was it just SeatGeek reached out to you?
It was kind of a little both. Like they just threw it out at me, I guess, because I'm a Steeler fan.
Okay. So
I'm guessing.
I guess.
So I think like somebody else couldn't go, and it's like, hey, you want to go? I was like, okay. I mean, it'd be decent for days of our Steelers.
Yeah. So maybe it's the Saints, a Saints fan that you're gonna have to sit next to. It's like an insufferable Saints fan. I don't know.
Steelers fans can be pretty insufferable too. Just saying.
Well, you are.
Everyone's thinking we're going to the Super Bowl again.
Maybe you're going with Cash Nasty Gaming. Who knows? I don't know. You know what? Think of the worst person that you could possibly sit next to for a game. Like some I don't know, like some obnoxious Pats fan. They're gonna send you and Sports Talk Joe. I don't know. I like Sports Talk Joe. He just rips on Tom Brady. Have you seen his breakdown of film on Brady before? It's hilarious. He's just like, look at this pass right here from Tom Brady. It's like a 5-yard out. He's like, look how he throws this guy open. There's like nobody. There's like he throws to Edelman in the middle of a soft zone. Yeah. So he's funny. All right. 2018 was magical. I hope 2019 kicks major ass. It has to. I hope so. Any thoughts on the year? Was it a big year for you personally?
It was all right. I mean, last year was like the year was like, holy shit, things are happening. This year it's more like kind of settling into a normalcy.
Right. Yeah. It's
some
like
big stuff happened. What can you say?
Yeah, you crossed 200,000 subs, man. You're like
and 100,000. That was in January.
Yeah. So
I think it was just under it before the end of last year.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. So you tripped 2 big milestones in the same year. That's awesome. Yeah.
Summer was kind of slow for me, but it's just slow for everybody.
Yeah, summer is slow. It was bad, dude. Last year,
I was also doing the whole waiting tables thing.
Yeah, I was also doing like this marketing thing, like trying to have a career, and then I was like, "Fuck that! I'll just tell dick jokes on the internet. It's way easier."
Exactly, man.
All right.
That's a job. Security.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Fuck health insurance.
Fuck security.
Kids don't need this.
I wait tables. There is no security.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm going to die happy. I don't want to be the richest man in the cemetery. All right. Let's go ahead and sign off. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. The regulars. We really appreciate the Snapchats. You guys are awesome. And we might see you again in 2 weeks, probably. Don't count on a stream next week.
Either that or we'll do or maybe I might do something before then, but who knows?
Yeah, we got to do something for the playoffs for sure. But
playoffs or maybe New Year's Eve or
yeah, dude, we could do a live reaction to the games, maybe the
live drinking
college football. Yeah, drinking game. You want to do a New Year's Eve college football drinking game where you have to drink every time someone says,
"Oh, dude, we're gonna
be Tagovailoa."
Going crazy.
All right, let's think about it. All right, man. We'll hash it out. All right, I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to the end of this fucking stream.